Hello, thank you for joining. I'm Jannarone, Editor-in-Chief of IPO Edge here at the ICR Conference in Orlando, Florida. I've got Beachbody's CEO and co-founder, Carl Daikeler, along with the CFO, Mark. And Mark, thanks for joining us. So we're gonna talk to both these gentlemen, but let's start with the beginning. Go back to 1998 when you founded this company. As I understand, it was actually on DVDs back in those days.
Well, actually VHS.
Oh, VHS in the beginning.
Right, yeah. And it was founded from a little group of angel investors, and the discipline we had from the beginning was free cash flow. Like I didn't know how to grow a business just out of refinancing. And frankly, that's the way we built it. We bought those investors out early. And honestly, the birth of the business was out of my own need. And that was because I didn't like working out myself. So I wanted to create little workouts or little programs that I could do myself, create nutrition plans that would sort of work for me. And that served us well for now 24 years. The difference is, though, once we transitioned from infomercials and DVDs to digital, the business model had to change. And that's really what we've been going through for the last 18 months, where we sort of matured in a way that sort of moved out the infomercial business, moved out the DVD business, and really focused on how to make the most out of the subscription model, creating this new model that's called BODI. It's stood for Beachbody On Demand Interactive. Now it stands for just BODI, B-O-D-I. And it's a way to organize fitness that's extremely appealing and has expanded our total addressable market to an exponential degree. So we've come a long way in 24 years. The only thing that hasn't changed, I still don't love working out, but this new content that we created, the digital content, has actually helped me access it in a way where I get a week off a month. Like literally, we program that into the program, and that's really resonating with people. And I'm more consistent with my workouts now than I have been for 24 years.
That's really interesting. We're going to bring Mark in a second, but Carl, just tell me, who is your typical customer? You just said, and we were joking about this in the little green room here before, that you still don't love working out, but are these fitness enthusiasts? Or are they more people who just are doing it because they feel like it's the right thing to do?
That's a great question. Well, people have known us for years as the P90X company or the Insanity company. But really what we were appealing to was people who weren't interested in going to the gym. They want the convenience of working out at home. And the real difference is we put the nutrition plan and synthesize that with the fitness program so that people get really great results. We're known as the results company. Now that changed a little bit in the pandemic. Like you just can't resist that easy money when people were locked out of the gym. So then the fitness people started to come over. That created a swell. But now we're back to our roots, where we're appealing to the people who they're not trying to break any records. They're trying to just go from 0 to 1. And that's what we specialize in. And that's why the total addressable market is so big.
Great. Now, Carl, when you and I spoke a couple of years back, I remember I asked you, how would you compare your business model to, say, Peloton? I mean, the main thing that's coming to mind is that there's not the expensive equipment, right? But how else are you different?
Well, we do have a connected bike. So there's the option for people, but that's not that's not the tip of the spear, if you will.
Right.
In fact, we added that because our database loves our content so much. Got over 110 programs. We dropped 4 new tracks of things called a body block every single month, but they wanted to bike. So we found a commercial grade bike. We incorporated them into the business in a 3-way merger when we went public. It's called the Mix Bike. And now we sell that to the database when people are ready to graduate into that business. Now, but you asked, what's the difference? And we really don't feel like we have any competitors for 4 reasons, okay? Obviously, we feel our content is more accessible with more variety, with a predictable outcome as you go through a 21-day or a 90-day program. Second, we synthesize nutrition plans so that people can still enjoy their alcohol. They can still have their treats, but they know they're going to get results that match their fitness. We've got nutritional supplements, Shakeology, gourmet superfood desserts. We've got pre-workouts, and now we've added positive mindset content. The biggest reason people quit or fail is because they get discouraged, they miss a day, or life happens, and then they don't feel like they can get back on track. They feel like they failed. We are teaching them that that's just life. They haven't failed. So every month there's a new master class of positive mindset that we've added to the platform. And that's really got no comparison in the business.
Great. Let's get Mark into the conversation here. Maybe Mark, can you tell us about unit economics? And, also, you talked about how in the beginning, you were not just refinancing over and over again. So you're, trying to stay cash flow positive. That's still part of the mantra at the company.
Absolutely. I'll start off with that. It's definitely part of the mantra, right? The company has a legacy of profitability. 21 out of 24 years, it was EBITDA positive. We aim to be EBITDA positive this year, right? On a quarterly basis, and we're on track for that. And we just released this morning, reaffirming Q4 guidance.
Oh, great.
And then you asked about unit economics, right? So if we step back and we look at our the three lines, right? Let's start off with digital. Digital has 2 million subscriptions. If you think of an ARPU of about, let's say, $120 each, that's where it is today. That's $240 million of digital revenue at 80% gross margin.
Wow.
We're increasing that ARPU substantially this year by getting everybody upgraded to the premium platform. That's number one. Number two, nutrition. Nutrition is a 60% gross margin business that has about 200,000 subscriptions with an AOV, monthly AOV of about $100.
Wow.
So that's $240 million there at 60%. But 2/3 of that business is subscription. 1/3 is one-off orders,
Okay.
right? So in total, it's more like 360 million. And then you get the bike. Carl talked about the bike, right? So the bike for us is more about the lifetime value of that customer. So upfront, we aim for break even, but then that customer usually subscribes to our digital platform for 3 to 5 years.
Wow.
And that's what really makes them a positive gross margin customer over their lifetime. And that's excluding any upselling of nutrition.
Gotcha. We also, last time we spoke, Carl, we talked about the coach system. Can you talk a little bit about how that works? And are these influencers in a way? Are they out there, spreading the gospel on their Instagram and Twitter accounts?
Yeah, well, it's a massive muscle, if you will, because no pun intended, but they grew out of customers who were getting outrageous results and inspiring everybody around them. And we thought, imagine if we added a catalyst of revenue sharing, particularly as social media is growing. They're all mini TV stations, if you will. So we added this network model where we share revenue with coaches who come in, they're proof the product works. So they're the best salespeople and they attract new customers. The great part about it, though, is the cost of acquisition is all variable. We don't have to spend for the customer until we have the customer.
Right.
And those customers are coming in with a strong belief in the whole ecosystem because they're coming in on the recommendation of a friend or family member. So that network is really the primary driver of our growth. And in fact, as we improve and simplify the whole platform, it's only getting stickier. It's only getting with more engagement and more people are saying, you know what, that looks like the kind of thing that I want to do. With 74% of the North American population overweight or obese, there's a lot of people who are sitting on the sidelines waiting for an invitation into something that is doable for them. And we believe that we've simplified the platform and the solution. So now it's really going to be appealing to people.
Great. Another one maybe from Mark. We're looking at these frightening CPI numbers getting a little bit better, hopefully every month here, but how does that impact your business? I mean, I would imagine that this is within reach for most of your customers. It's not terribly expensive if you don't want to.
Yeah. So there's inflation and there's recession.
Yeah.
Right. From an inflation standpoint, we've been managing costs really aggressively. So we haven't needed to take much price increases to our customers, right? Both on the nutrition side, there's been some minor ones, nothing significant. On the digital side, the annual subscription was $99, and in July we brought it up to $119. We didn't see much pushback, but like I said, either way, we're revamping the whole model, which is going to increase the digital ARPU by 50%. Now, on the recessionary side, our business is pretty recession-proof, and I'll walk through. First of all, in the Great Recession of 2008, we grew double digits.
Wow.
So the track record speaks for itself.
Yeah.
Why? Because number one, it's a more affordable alternative for a lot of people. When people want to cut back on expensive gyms, this remains a very affordable solution. So very few people cut it back because it's not expensive, but it attracts people who may be looking for a better alternative. Number two, the coach network, as Carl said, is all variable. It's commission based. And a lot of these people, it's a side gig, and during recessionary times or inflationary times, they want more income, so they end up getting more engaged, hustle more, and that brings in more sales.
Imagine how powerful that is from a business model.
Yeah.
People, you have a car, you can be an Uber driver, you got a spare bedroom, you can have an Airbnb. This is the only way for people to monetize their fitness and nutrition habits and help the people around them. It's incredible synergy and couldn't be better timed, frankly, when that's why it's counter-cyclical, because people need the money. What else are you going to monetize? Might as well monetize your health and fitness.
Makes sense. Now, let's talk about competition for a moment. Explain to me how you're different from, say, something that's free on YouTube, because there are, I'm sure, some workout videos there. And the quality is probably not there. But what about other guys like Amazon and Netflix? Is there any risk of them coming and trying to replicate your model and bundling it with, movies and stuff?
That's a good question. Look, there's plenty there. Since we've been in business,
Yeah.
there are plenty of alternatives. People can walk, they can get free content on YouTube. The difference is organizing it into a program that you knew what to do on what day and what kind of outcome will you get. Can I know that if I put the effort into this for 21 days, that I will get results, or 90 days? You don't know that when you're a la carte with these
Right.
other programs. And we're the ones that, again, integrate nutrition planning with it. And you've got the help of a coach who's helping you stay accountable, and now positive mindset, positive psychology content to help you stay engaged. So that, honestly, I don't feel like there's any competition, because we're the only ones that put it all together.
Makes a lot of sense. Another quick one here for you, Mark. I think some investors, and just indulge me here, asking about the NYSE listing requirements. What's going on there? Can you just clear the air on that?
Yeah, absolutely. So New York Stock Exchange, if your stock falls below $1 for 30 days, and unfortunately ours did, it seems to be following the SPAC index. And I
Yeah.
think with time, we're clearly going to improve for a company that's been around for 24 years with a very strong legacy. But when it falls below that point, the New York Stock Exchange issues a letter saying you need a remediation plan. In our case, we've showed them a remediation plan, most likely a reverse stock split, and they've approved it.
Okay.
So once we hold a shareholder vote, we'll do that. So there is really little to no chance of getting delisted. So I don't know why that came out, but yeah.
All right, no, that's
risk
really
is
helpful.
almost.
No, that's perfect. Well, we're almost out of time here, but Carl, maybe I'll just let you finish this off here. I mean, this is the second week of the year. What are you most excited about for this business in 2023?
Honestly, I think that we're at the right place at the right time. People, they want to feel better. When they feel good, they're happier, even more than when they look good. And we feel like we've got the perfect product mix that's accessible for people, and we're going to attract those people who want to feel good. And that's what the business is aligned for. And for the first time ever, we've added a component for people to, if they don't want to work out, if they don't want to change the way they're eating, we've got a way for them to literally eat more dessert with a gourmet superfood dessert in Shakeology. So we feel like we checked all the boxes for people to get healthy and fit on their terms. And I think that's going to be a formula for growth in 2023.
All right, great. Well, there you have it. This is Beachbody, which, by the way, trades under the BODY ticker, BODY. Mark and Carl, thanks a lot for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.